Real quick. Yeah, but super excited to be on this call with everyone tonight. I just want to say how proud I am of everyone for absolutely, locking in, dialing in, hustling for the people who are starting to hold their own presentations, for the people who are starting to hold living room presentations, for the people who are doing the long nights, who are sacrificing, right? Who are pushing themselves to the next level, it does not go unnoticed, it's those types of actions and discipline and sacrifices that are going to make you win. That's really what it is, and just know the emotions that you feel on your come up in this business, the struggles that you have, the hard days, the great days, the days where you're feeling so good, you're like, I haven't felt this good in a minute. And then the days where you're like, man, I feel like everything's collapsing everywhere around me, right? Just know that it's normal. It is normal for entrepreneurship. As you continue your journey in entrepreneurship, you're going to feel these emotions a little bit less, right? Hopefully you stay fired up, right? I'm 6 years in, I'm still fired up, but you're going to feel, the no's, the negativity, even the positivity, the excitement, you're going to start to feel it a little bit less. And that's when you can kind of stay medium, right? Anthony was talking about this last night on his leadership call. Who was on Anthony's call last night? Drop a 1 in the chat if you were on Anthony Napolitano's call last night. I resonated a lot with a lot of stuff that he was saying on that call. Very, very powerful information, right? It's crazy. I've listened to him so many times, and every time I'm on a call with him, it feels like I'm hearing the information for the first time. But, he was talking about, never get too high on the highs and never get too low in the lows, because they come and they go and they come and they go and they come and they go. It's part of entrepreneurship. You're meant to feel these highs, you're meant to feel the lows, but your goal is to just try to stay in the middle emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You want to stay calm, right? You want to stay fired up at the same time too. So I just want to say I'm super proud of everyone. I know who on the team has been working their tail off. I can see it. I see your guys' stories. I send you guys stuff all the time on social media, or I try to at least. It does not go unnoticed. So be proud of yourself. You know what I mean? You know how easy it is to just not do anything? It's the easiest thing in the world. You just don't do anything, right? So that's why I give props to people who are working, towards their goals. There was a quote that I heard, probably 4 or 5 years ago. And at this point, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on this call, I would really recommend you take out a notebook and write this stuff down, because it's not about what you can learn. It's about what you can teach, because what you can teach is duplicatable, and that's how you can build a organization. That's how you can build a successful business. Okay, this is not just a plug and play call for you. This is for you to pass on the information for generations inside this business. Okay, but one of the quotes I heard was, so let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Okay, I'm gonna say that one more time. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessings if we do not give up. Okay. My mentor told me that 4 to 5 years ago, one of my mentors, and it just made me realize, okay, if I just don't get tired of doing what I'm supposed to do to win in this business, if I just don't get tired and I just keep doing it, no matter how I feel, blessings will come to my life. If I just don't get tired of doing what's good, blessings will come to my life, right? So yeah, guys, sometimes this business, it's very repetitive, right? We do the same thing, and that's most businesses, right? But as long as you can continue to do the right things over and over and over, eventually you will have a harvest of blessings into your life. That's just the reality of it. Okay. So this is a weekly leadership call, obviously held by, top earners, people who are hustling on the team. Usually platinum executives and above hold these calls. You guys have been seeing some other names, some other people on these calls. Listen, I want you to speak on these calls. I want you to speak on these calls. Every single one of you on this call, right? But you have to go create a testimony to be able to, obviously start, coaching and teaching and training other people. Right. So go out, hit platinum executive if you're on this call. And that's when, you could potentially come up here and start sharing your story and teaching other people, all the new people who are coming in every single day for days and weeks and months on end. Okay. So reach that rank and you can have the chance to help train and coach a lot of people. And that's when you get to another level, honestly, top of that. For those of you that are brand new, my name is Josh AMUNDSON. I've been doing this business for 6 years and it has been amazing. I've loved it. Every single blessing in business, all the networking that's happened, all the places I've been able to travel, the mindset change that I had was all because of this business right here. This is literally where it started. This is where my serious entrepreneurial journey started, right? I was doing entrepreneurship when I was 13, my teen years, right? But this is when it got serious, was this industry right here. So I want to applaud you for one, being a part of the team, making the decision to become a professional in this industry and going after your goals, going after your dreams, right? Most people are too afraid to even go after their goals. Most people are too afraid to go after their dreams, right? So I give you a lot of props for wanting to do that, right? You're standing out. You're standing out from everyone that's in your life. That's just the reality of it. People might not understand right now, but they will as long as you stay consistent and you get done what you came here to do, right? If you are new, though, I want to let you know, obviously, these calls are about learning how to build a business inside of this company, right? It's about learning how to create a full-time passive residual income, learning how to actually generate long-term wealth through this business so you can go invest it in other things. Okay. The whole, this business isn't the says all, do all, be all of your business career, right? This business is meant to be a vehicle that you can generate money in, and be able to have your time, freedom, be able to have location freedom, not have a boss, work your own hours, but it's a vehicle for you to generate money so you can park it in other investments that'll continue to generate you money. That's the whole purpose of this, ladies and gentlemen, right? And so it's to help you get freedom. And it's one of the best businesses in the world that you can do that for, okay? Inside of this company, right? There's almost 100,000 people inside this company in over 120 countries around the world. 80% of the individuals inside of this company are just customers. They just trade, they just use the products and services, right? That's all they do. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're on this call and you haven't started building the business yet, that's fine. That's completely fine, right? These calls are important because it's going to help you get mentally tough when trading gets hard. It's going to help you get mentally tough when you want to give up, like everyone else in life that never becomes successful, right? That's what these calls are for as well. So if you are part of the 80% that just uses the products and services, that's fine. Then there's 20% of the business that are customers as well. We use the products and services like myself, but we also are distributors. We also are representatives of the company. We get paid multiple streams of income inside this business, right? Guess who makes more money, guys? The customers or the customers and distributors? Someone put it in the chat. Customers or customers and distributors? Number one or number two? Right? Number one or number two? Yup, number two. Right? The 20% of us that decide to be customers, hop on the trade sessions, learn how to actually, get involved in the market, start, putting away different things in different investments, and also build the business, we make more money. That's just the reality of it, right? I'm not saying everyone has to do it. That's so fine, right? I joined this industry to learn how to trade. That's what it did, or that's why I did it, right? Same with Jay. But as we fell in love with the products and services, as we were like, wow, I cannot believe the opportunity that we're a part of. That's when we were like, we're gonna go share this to the whole world. We're going to go share this with everyone, right? I don't need everyone to join the team. I don't need every single one of my childhood friends that are, people on sports teams or people I went to college with. I don't need them all to join at all. I'm literally just looking for people that are looking for us. Why would you want to do business with someone who doesn't want to do business with you? Doesn't even make sense. I consider me and Jay pretty successful business owners, as there's a lot of other successful business owners on this call, but there are people that don't want to do business with us. And that's fine, right? Not everyone has to want to do business with you. Not everyone has to want to join. That's fine. We're just looking for people that are looking for us. That's it. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They're out there. There are a lot of people out there that are looking for you. You just haven't found them yet. You haven't talked to them yet. You haven't prospected them yet. You haven't, gotten close to them yet, right? And so this call, obviously, we're going to be going over some stuff that is meant to help you lay a foundation for your business so you can win. That's all we want, is we want to help you guys learn how to win, teach you how to become independent so you're able to run your own business. Okay. What's cool about this industry, ladies and gentlemen, is every single one of you on this call right now, you are your own business owner. You run your own business. You're literally in control of your entire future in this business. Like that's the cool part about it, right? You don't have a boss. You don't have to show up if you don't want to. You can show up every single time if you want to. You can work the hours you want, but guess what? The more you show up, the more hours you work, the more involved you are, the more focused you are. Guess what happens? The more money you make, right? The more money you make, okay? But you're in control of your destiny here inside this business, right? So I want to talk about something, okay? Some of you might have heard this, but there are 4 skills that you need to study and learn and apply and teach every single day of your life. Okay, these are 4 skills. I swear these skills will change your entire life. They'll change your business. They'll change your family relationships. They'll change other businesses you're in. They'll change your job you're at. They'll change everything about you. Okay, so me personally, 4 to 5 years ago, when I learned these 4 skills, what they were, I started studying them every single day of my life. Every single day of my life, I'm trying to learn these 4 skills along with other ones, right? But number 1 out of the 4 skills you need to study every day in order to win and get to a full-time income here is you have to, number 1, study communication. Okay, you have to learn how to communicate with people. You need to learn how to speak to people, right? You need to learn how to talk to prospects. You need to learn how to talk to people on the team. You need to learn how to understand perspectives, right? You got to learn how to adapt, okay? Communication is number 1. Communication is a very important skill, right? Why is there so many problems in the world? Lack of communication, right? You go out in public right now and everyone's glued to their phones. No one wants to even talk to anyone. No one's practicing communication right now. You should stand out and practice communication and you'll become the cream of the crop, right? So number 1, communication. Number 2 is leadership, right? The world needs more leaders. Your local community needs more leaders. The United States of America needs more leaders every single day. We need more leaders. There's a big shortage of leadership inside the world right now. Okay, around the world, there's a big shortage of leadership. And guess what? If you study leadership, you will impact lives. You will move mountains. You will change people's directions of their lives, right? So number 2 is leadership, okay? Number 3, I think that this one was the hardest one for me. This was mindset/belief, okay? Mindset/belief, right? What do you think about yourself? Do you think that you can accomplish the goals that you're setting out to accomplish? You know, are you one of your own cheerleaders, right? Are you cheering yourself on? Do you believe you can do this? Are you telling yourself you can do this? Or are you self-sabotaging yourself? I can't do this. I'm not good enough to do this. I don't know how to do this, right? Mindset/belief. Because guess what? Your level of income in this business equals your level of belief. If your belief in yourself is way, 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 way higher, guess what's going to naturally happen to your income? It's going to increase as long as you back it up with action. Okay. So 1, communication, 2, leadership, 3, mindset/belief. That's so important. And number 4 is network marketing. Okay. Network marketing is a skill. Okay. My definition of network marketing and a lot of other, obviously really successful network marketing, coaches and trainers is it's your ability to have a large group of people do a few small tasks every single day. Okay. I got another definition for it. All right. But it's the ability to have a large group of people do a few small tasks every single day. Okay. The ability for you to have a large group of people do a few small tasks every single day. Right. For an example, if you're reaching out to 10 people a day about your business, imagine if you had 10 people in your business already and they're reaching out to 10 people a day. How many people a day is that? That's finding out about your business. Someone put it in the chat. How many people a day? If you have 10 people a day and they're reaching out to 10 people as well, that's 100 people a day, 110, including you, every single day. Now you do that for a month. Put that in the chat. How many people in a month just found out about your business? If 10 people in your business, they're reaching out to 10 people a day over the course of 30 days. 3,000 people in 1 month found out about your business. And all you had to do was learn how to be a leader and coach and train and teach people how to do a few small tasks every day. Okay. Here's another definition in network marketing. Okay. This one might resonate with some of you more. It's your ability to educate and inform people about our products and services and collect a decision. That's it. Are you in or are you out? It's the ability to educate and inform people, prospects, about our products and services and then just collect a decision. Hey, are you in or are you out, right? Do not become emotionally attached to people saying yes, to people saying no, to people joining or people leaving. Because guess what? All of those are going to happen a lot. They're going to happen a lot, right? Like I said at the beginning of this call, you're going to get numb to a lot of these things. Right now, some of you get a yes, and it's like your freaking birthday, baby. You're like, right? You're fired up. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm so stoked. And that's cool. I remember that. And I still, get a little bit of dopamine when someone signs up, but people are going to quit as well. People are going to say no. Okay. And we're going to talk about that. All right. So communication, leadership, mindset / belief in network marketing. What I want you to do every single day. What's one of the daily goals? 30 minutes of personal development a day. If you've been skipping that, you know who you are on this call. If you've been skipping your personal development, okay, you know who you are. If you have been, I don't know who all has and hasn't been doing it, but I'll tell you what, if you do 30 minutes a day, you will see a massive change, a positive change in your life, your mind, and your business if you will dedicate 30 minutes a day to growing those 4 skills. Okay, I promise. I'm here to tell you. I remember when I was brand new, I had 0 personal development. I was, in college, just negative, bad mindset, no abundance mindset. I had a victim mentality. I was saying the wrong things to myself, low level of belief. And I started doing personal development and everything changed. Everything changed for me. I became a different person, right? Because in order to win in this business, you're going to have to become a different version of you right now. Because if you're at a level in this business that you're sick of being at and you've been at it for a while, it's going to require a different version of you to elevate. Okay. So that's why we do personal development. We're trying to become different. We're trying to become better every single day. Right. So 30 minutes a day, and that will do a lot for you over the course of the year. Okay. So yeah, these calls are meant to help you get better in those 4 skills. That's why we do these, right? This has to do with trading. This has to do with building a business. It has to do with your life. And that's why we do these calls, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So in my opinion, these calls are basically mandatory if you want to win big. Okay. They're basically mandatory if you want to win big, right? The second you stop showing up to these, you're going to see an impact in your life. So as you guys have people joining your teams, as you have individuals coming into the business that are setting off, they're embarking on a journey to become successful, you have to make sure to get them plugged into these calls and the iGenius leadership calls, which are on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay. Those are so important to get your team plugged into. All right. Who knows what's coming up in July? Someone put it in the chat. What's coming up in July, ladies and gentlemen? What's coming up in July? Put it in the chat. Anybody know the name of the event? Come on, put it in the chat. What's it called? What's it called? Impact, right? Impact. Okay. Guess what this event's going to do for you? It's going to leave an impact on your life. It's going to literally change your life. For those of you that came to Florida already for that, event that we had, this is going to be 10 times even better. It's unbelievable, right? That was just a taste of what it's going to be like to come to this event. Okay. It's going to be absolutely unbelievable. I'm so excited for it. And for those of you that are on this call, it's, I believe someone want to drop the dates. I believe it's, July, it might be June 28th to July 1st. Is that what it is? Or maybe I got those dates wrong. July 18th, 22nd. Cool. Got those, right? That must have been a different event in the calendar I have. But July 18th to the 22nd, what I want you to do is I want you to write a side note right now. Take work off. If you have a job, take work off right now. Like, get it taken off now. So that means in, a month or 2 or 3, when it comes, you can't be like, oh, my boss or job wouldn't let me get it off. You got plenty of time to take it off right now. Well over a month, right? You got 2 months plus. Okay. Take it off, because I promise you, this will change your life. If you've never been to an in-person personal development event, you have no idea what you're missing out on. People on this call that came to the Florida event, if it was your first time going to one of those events, you just a taste of it, you're like, wow, this is insane. This is going to be even crazier. Okay. Big events create big decisions, and they allow you to win, and they allow you to open up parts of your brain and your belief that you didn't know you had. Okay. So I want to talk about something. All right. Inside this business, okay, this is a 3 to 5 year plan to financial freedom. Okay. I don't care what business you do. It's going to take at least 2 to 3 years to become top dog at it, at least, at the minimum. I don't care what it is, right? Social media agency, selling insurance, doing real estate, whatever the case may be, it's going to take you 2 to 3 years to become, really good. Okay. So this business right here, it's a 3 to 5 year journey where you will have financial freedom. You will own your time. You'll be able to work the hours you want. You'll be able to determine your level of income. You won't have a boss. You're going to be able to actually take your life back into your own hands. Okay. So just keep a long-term mindset. All right. Don't freak out about short-term results. All right. Imagine, we're holding Bitcoin for 5 years. It's going to fluctuate. It's going to fly up and down, right? But if you zoom out on the Bitcoin chart, it's been in an uptrend. This is one of the top performing assets in the entire world, if not the top performing run. It's the same thing with the business, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Don't focus on your short-term results. Obviously, day to day, take action, right? But you got to think in the future where you're going. You got to think 3 to 5 years, right? Me and Jay had a goal when we got started in the business. Jay's my business partner, Jay PATNODE, who's going to be also speaking on this call. We had a goal for $10,000 a month in 90 days when we got started because our mentors were like, we did it in 90 days. And so me and Jay were like, we're going to do it in 90 days. Then you kidding me? Let's go. And man, did we not accomplish that, right? But, just because we didn't accomplish it doesn't mean we got demotivated. We weren't like, oh my God, we're quitting the business. We were like, okay, we might have timed that a little off, right? Here's something I learned in business. It always takes a little bit longer than you thought it would take. But if you keep going, it'll happen. That's what's happened to me. It's always taken a little bit longer than I thought it would, but I never give up in terms of business. So it eventually happens, right? So keep a long-term mindset, 3 to 5 years. Okay. Guess, over the 3 to 5 years, right? The only people, in my opinion, that don't make it are the ones that stop showing up and stop doing personal development and stop doing the daily goals. That's the only ones that don't make it, right? So one thing I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is if you want to be someone that actually makes it and gets to the 3 to 5 year point where you're like, yes, like I'm making a full-time income, I did it, I'm having success, I'm winning, right? If you want to be one of those people, you have to keep investing in yourself. You have to keep reading books, listening to audios, getting smarter, getting mentally tougher, right? This business, ladies and gentlemen, it's 99% spiritual. And I want you to write this down, okay? I want you to look at this. 99% spiritual, 1% physical. Okay, it's 99% spiritual and it's 1% physical. All right. Why is it 1% physical? What do we have to do here? Click buttons, talk, maybe walk sometimes, right? It's barely physical. There's literally barely anything physical about this business. I grew up doing blue collar jobs my entire, childhood. I was, painting houses, taking apart machines, cutting metals, scrapping stuff, like cleaning cars, right? When I got into this business, you think, what are all the physical things I have to do? It's not much, right? We're literally doing an online business. It's very, very physically easy. Okay. And then you look at 99% spiritual. Okay. The only reason people don't win in this business is because they can't get this figured out. They can't get their head figured out. They can't get their emotions figured out. They can't get their, vision figured out. And then they decide to stop trying to figure it out and they just give up. Okay. Your brain is going to get tired in this business, but guess what? It's just like a muscle. What happens? You start working out, your muscles are sore, but after a while, they stop getting super ridiculously sore and you're used to it. Right. So when you start doing these long days, when you start pushing yourself all into this business, your brain's going to be tired. It's going to be exhausted. Your head's going to hit the pillow and you're going to feel like, you just ran 100 miles inside your brain, right? If you guys have hit the pillow at the end of the night, just exhausted from this business, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat. Who's hit the pillow at the end of the night like, whoo, oh my gosh, I can't believe what I did today. That's insane, right? And you're like, man, I'm not used to using my brain this much, right? Hey, I was there. I felt it. I remember me and Jay lived with each other for like 6 years. There's been times I think I am literally mush in the brain right now, But what does that mean? My brain's getting stronger. It can handle more, right? Your first day ever doing 5 presentations in a day, your brain's going to be super tired. It's going to be super tired, right? Yeah. I remember my first day doing 10 presentations in a day. I literally thought I was losing my mind. I was like, this is insane. And I landed sitting there like, buddy, but but it all starts with 1 presentation in a day, right? And then it starts with 2 presentations in a day, and then it gets to 3, and then 5, and then eventually you get to 10, right? And it just compounds. But I want to talk about, the spiritual side, right? That's your belief system, right? That's your consistency. It's your commitment. I talked about this at our Saturday event in Minnesota. The average human brain has, I believe it's 40 to 60,000 negative thoughts a day. The average human brain, literally from the second you wake up, right? What's the first thing people do when they wake up usually? They roll over and grab their phone, right? Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, that's me, buddy. I told some people when we were in Florida, I was like, or on some calls, like, I wake up and give myself nucks. I'm like, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. Let's go, baby. Anybody been giving themselves nucks lately in the shower? Giving yourself some nucks in the car, maybe in the bed. No, anybody cheering themselves on? Let's go. You gotta start giving yourself nucks, baby. Let's go. Like I said, you got to cheer yourself on. Okay. But the whole goal of these calls and personal development, we are trying to help each and every single one of you build a strong, positive mental attitude. Okay. I want you to write that down. Write down strong, positive mental attitude. Okay. Without a strong, positive mental attitude, you're going to give up. I've never seen someone have success in this business who didn't grow and develop a strong, positive mental attitude. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen, you don't develop one in a month. Okay. If you're brand new, give yourself some time. Okay. You should have seen me in JR first year. Oh my gosh, it was rough. It was super rough. Our second year still. But we're trying to help you grow a strong, positive mental attitude. Right? That's why we all do affirmations, positive affirmations. That's why we all only hang around positive people. That's why we do personal development. That's why we do these calls, is so we all together as a team can get mentally strong and positive. Because guess what? If you can do that, nothing can stop you. If you can become a strong, positive mental attitude all the time or most of the time, nothing can stop you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Throw anything at you. You got it. Right. So one of the first things that I want to talk about in this call, guys, is how to handle rejection in network marketing. Okay. I wanted to talk about how to handle rejection in network marketing. Okay. It's impossible to do this business without rejection. Okay. You're going to get rejection in this business. Go do any direct sales, any sort of anything, right? You're going to get rejection 100%. It's impossible to not get rejection inside this business. Okay. Even the best in the world at this business, let's say 1 out of every 3 people say yes and join the business, right? Let's say out of 3 people you talk to, 1 joins, right? Let's say you're best in the world. That's amazing. 1 out of 3, right? You're still getting rejected 2 times out of 3. It's three times or 2 times as many people say no compared to yes. Right? You're still getting more no's than yes, even if you're the best in the world. Okay. Most people, obviously, me including myself, get more no's than yeses, right? Most people get more no's than yeses in terms of a percentage standpoint, right? So what I want to kind of talk about is like, we get paid when somebody enrolls or obviously gets a package inside of this company, right? We get paid, because we're the 20% that make the most money inside the business, right? We trade, we invest, we learn how to obviously get our money to work for us, and we build a business. We get tax deductions, right? We make the most money. That's just the reality of it. And it's because we're going the extra mile. So props to you guys, right? That's why I always did it. But we earn commission when people enroll or get a package, right? So here's my logic. Okay, here's my logic on it, all right? If it's impossible to get all yeses, right? If it's impossible to get all yeses, meaning it's impossible to get a yes without a no, then in essence, we're also getting paid for the no's. Okay, I'll say that again. Here's my logic. If it's impossible to get all yeses, if it's impossible to get all yeses, meaning it's impossible to get a yes without getting a no, and in essence, we're also getting paid to get the no's. Okay, for an example, right? Let's say you invite 10 people to a presentation call. Okay. And let's say, 5 of them show up. Let's say 3 of them get started. And let's say they all got started on elites, right? That's $600 you just made right there. Plus binary, maybe $900, almost $1,000 right there. Okay. Now what you do is you take the $1,000 and divide it by the 10 people you invited, right? How many, or how much money did you get for yes and no for each one of those 10 people? If you made $1,000 from those 3 sales, divided by 10 people. Okay. Someone put it in the chat. You made $1,000. You invited 10 people. You made $100 per yes or no. That's how you have to look at it. If you can develop this logic, if you can develop this mindset, you will change the way you look at this business. 100%, right? Every time that a no, I started rewiring my brain years ago like this. I heard this 4 or 5 years ago, and it's helped me ever since, right? But I started rewiring my brain years ago that the only way I'm going to get a lot of yeses is if I go get a lot of no's, right? Because even the best in the world get more no's than they get yeses, right? So I started developing the mindset, if I want to get a lot of yeses, I got to go get a lot of no's. You know what I mean? And so then I get paid for the no's, right? If someone says, I don't have time, or I don't have the money, or I got to think about it, or it's not for me, what I'm hearing is cha-ching. That's what I'm hearing. I'm like, boom, another one done. I'm now another step closer to a yes, right? So I want you guys to start developing that mindset. That's how you can handle rejection. You are going to get rejection in this business. That's okay. Remove the personal, attachment to the outcome. Okay. Remove the personal attachment to the yes or the no. Just go do the work and let the money come. You know what I mean? It's hard in the beginning. I won't lie to you. I understand. I remember when me and Jay were first prospecting, our friends and, maybe some family members and people we were close to, and we were getting no, scam, stupid, bad, blah, blah. That's probably illegal, right? We're getting all these things, and we're just letting it hit us. And we're like, oh, well, this sucks. We thought we were going to have all of our friends join the business. We thought we were going to go get rich with all of our friends and all of our family. And we thought we were going to change everyone's lives and we're going to all do it together, right? But after a certain period of time, we had to realize that this is a business, okay? And not everyone wants to do business with us. Not everyone wants to do business with you, And so what we did was we stopped taking personal offense to it. It's not, they're not seeing the vision maybe in you, but also the business, and that's okay, right? But just understand, look at it in a numbers way, okay? Like I said, best people in the world, 1 joins, 2 say no, right? 1 out of every 3 people join. They're still getting more no's than yeses. Okay. The better you get, the higher that percentage is going to be. Right. So just look at the no's as getting paid as well. It's part of building the business. You're getting paid to hear no as well. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. If that makes sense, why don't you drop a 7 in the chat? We get paid for the no's as well. Okay. We get paid for the no's as well. I remember Tippa at an event, probably 2 to 4 weeks ago, invited about 20 people, made like $600 to $800 in sales that night. And I was like, dude, take that number divided by the 20 people you called. That's how much you just got paid per phone call. Literally for a 30-second phone call, you made that much money per person. And he was like, that's amazing. That's awesome. Right. So, I just I made money, or excuse me, what I want to kind of just break down is, again, rewiring your brain just a little bit. Okay. It doesn't have to be a complete rewire, but rewiring your brain just enough so that you consider the no's as well as getting paid. Okay. That's what I want you guys to do. Okay. And stop trying to avoid the no's. You know what I mean? Sometimes people stop prospecting. They stop reaching out to people about their business because they get no. So then they stop reaching out to people because they're trying to avoid the no's. When in reality, if you looked at the no's as you're getting paid for those as well, it would change the way you look at the business, right? So you'll stop trying to avoid the no's. And in fact, it's one of the biggest reasons why people quit this industry is because of rejection. That's one of the biggest reasons why people quit. They're all fired up. They go reach out to 10 to 20 of their friends. They get a bunch of no's and they're like, well, nobody wants to do it. And then they quit, right? When in reality, there's 8 billion people around the world. Okay. So the rejection hurts. I get it. And the second thing is, while you're getting this rejection, which we all get, every single person in the business gets, guess what? The top earners in this industry, they get the most rejection. they get the absolute most rejection. They've had the most no's, the most doors slammed in their face. They've had the most, people call them a scam and blah, blah, blah. They've had the most. That's why they're there. You know what I mean? Someone who is making $100 a month in this business has not gotten the most rejection. That's why they're at where they're at. If you make it a goal to go out and get the most rejection possible, obviously you want to, you want yeses, right? But if you make it a goal to go get the most rejection out of everyone, you're going to find the most yeses, and then you're going to be a top earner. That's the way you got to look at it, right? You got to get the most, you got to get the most answers. That's really what it is. You got to go out, educate and inform people on what we do, and just collect a decision. Whoever collects the most decisions makes the most money. Yes, no, are you in or you out, right? Here's the thing. Tell me yes or tell me no, but tell me quick because I got to go. Right? Tell me yes or tell me no, but tell me quick because I got to go. All right. Don't dwell on people who are sitting there deciding, thinking, oh, maybe I'm in, maybe I'm out. Like, listen, tell me yes, tell me no, but tell me quick because I got to go. If you're in, great. If you're out, great. But just tell me quick because I'm a busy person. We got to run it up. I used to waste so much time on the same prospects over and over and over and over. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm like, I need to go talk to different people. It's like there's 8 billion people. Harassing the same prospect over and over and over. You know what that's like? That's like asking someone if they want to go on a date and them not answering you, them not replying to you, and you're just still hitting them up. Come on, let's go on the date. Like that's weird. Don't be a weirdo. You want to move on to a new person. You want to move on to a new prospect. I promise you, the people that are supposed to be in your business, you will find them. They will come to your business as long as you're consistent. Okay. But during this whole process, you're going to have to keep your dream in front of you at all times. Okay. During the rejection, this is very important, ladies and gentlemen. You got to keep your dream in front of you at all times, right? I believe the key to success in life is desire, right? You're desiring something. You have a desire for a certain outcome. You have a desire for a certain amount of money in your bank. You have a desire for a certain level of freedom in your life. You have a desire to have no boss, right? You have a desire to be able to take your family on trips anywhere in the world. You have a desire to be able to pay off someone in your family's debt. You have a desire to be able to help someone with medical bills, right? The key to winning is desire. Okay. And the key to having a lot of desire is to have dreams. Okay. Dreams are the fuel that fire your desire. Okay. You have to keep your dreams in front of you at all times, ladies and gentlemen, right? You got to keep the end in mind. Where am I going? Why am I doing this? What is the end goal? Where am I trying to get to? What are the things I want? Right? You have to keep it in front of you. Now, what do I mean by that, right? Create a vision board in your home, right? A lot of people, they'll carry a note card around in their pocket with what their goals are with pictures on it. So every time you put your hand in your pocket, you feel it, you touch it. It reminds you of it. It makes your brain think about it. But I want you guys to create a vision board inside your home. You have to keep your dreams in front of you. Okay. You guys understand that whatever we're looking at creates literal mental thoughts. Like look at anything in your room or apartment right now. Everything around you has a thought. Like it makes you think something. You're like, it doesn't matter if it's a lamp, right? Imagine you're seeing a beach. Imagine you're seeing mansions. Imagine you're seeing a full bank account, someone's bank account printed out. That's going to make you think a certain way. And it's going to allow you to keep going when you get rejection. Create a vision board, right? Where do you want to live? What kind of car do you want to drive? What size bank account do you want? What kind of, interior of your home do you want? You got to put these things on a vision board so you can watch it all the time, right? I dreamed about being able to travel the world in this business, right? I dreamed about being able to travel the world where money and time was no, problem, right? That's what I dreamed about, right? It was my dream. And, it was my backgrounds on phones. I had it printed out. I saw this stuff all the time, right? But because I was willing to get enough rejection, because I was willing to get enough rejection in my life, that dream manifested and came to reality. A lot of you heard I've been able to travel to several countries around the world now, but it was not before I started putting it in front of me all the time. I started watching it all the time. I created a huge list in my notes of every place I wanted to travel around the world. I could show any of you it, when we're in person, right? I've had this list for a long, long time, right? So keep your dreams in front of you. Okay. Keep your dreams in front of you, and just realize that you get paid for the no's just like you get paid for the yeses. Okay. And we will see each other on the beaches around the world together. Okay. Which is very, very awesome. Right. I also want to talk about how to be a great mentor. Okay. How to be a great mentor. I remember when we got started, our mentor, we passed him up very quickly. Right. And, I'm not saying he was a bad mentor. I'm not saying anything like that, but, we just outgrew him and what he was able to teach us very, very quickly. Right. And we wanted mentorship from someone who was making more money than us in the business. We were like, begging for it. We were asking it, right? We had to go almost hit $2,000 a month in this business to get mentorship from the 10K a month earners before they even gave us the time of day, right? And I'm not saying that's how it's supposed to be, right? That was just the way it was dealt for us, right? We begged our mentors to mentor us. We were calling, hey man, can I just get on a 10-minute phone call? For the first time ever, I'm almost at $2,000 a month. Is that cool? Can we get on a phone call, right? And there's a quote I heard though, right? The student doesn't choose the mentor appears when the student is ready. Okay. The student does not choose the mentor appears when the student is ready. All right. I struggled for years before I reached a full-time income in this industry. Years of struggle, years of rejection, years of no, years of learning. I wish I could show you guys a little flashback of it, right? Maybe I'll build a little montage of all the videos I got, right? But years for it, right? And what I realized is it's not about the how-tos. Okay. Remember, this is how to be a great mentor. It's not about the how-tos, right? If the how-tos were enough, we all be rich, skinny, and happy if the how-tos were enough, right? It's about the person. It's about the person, right? There's been times where I've been mentoring people, right? Over the last 6 years, right? There's been times where I'm mentoring people. I'm giving them like all the scripts I have, the whole process that's worked for me. I know it's worked for me. It's worked for me multiple times for several people. And then they're struggling, right? They're struggling. That's okay, right? But they're struggling with the same system and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, well, what are you saying to people? How are you saying it? How are you doing your presentations? How are you following up with them? What are the things you're saying? I'm trying to get into the how-tos, right? And we would try to fix it and they would go back out and they would have the same results, right? And they're like, it's not working. It doesn't work, right? And it made them frustrated. It made me frustrated because I felt like I couldn't mentor this person. I felt like I can't help this person. Like what's wrong with me? Why can't I help them? And so learning on my journey and how to become, I'm definitely not the best mentor in the world, but how to become a good mentor, I realized that I could give the best person in this industry the worst script. I could give them the worst, pitch, the worst script, the worst PowerPoint slides. I could give them the worst information to go share with people and they would still have lots of success. And then I could give the worst person in this business, someone who's not developed at all, I could give them the best script. I could give them the best presentation. I could give them the best information to go share with people and they wouldn't do well. Right? I could give the best person in this business the worst script to go use. I could give the worst person in this business the best script to go use, and they're still going to have different results, right? And so I realized it's all internal. Okay. Your team and your own results, it's a reflection of what's going on inside. It's an inner game, right? If you're having challenges oftentimes in the outside world, usually it's because you're having challenges in the inside world. Okay. If you're having challenges in the outside world, it's because you're usually having challenges in the inside world. Right. So this is a strategy that I started implementing and using, and it changed the game for me as a mentor. It changed the game for, other leaders inside this industry, lots of people. Right. And I started seeing some really big results with this strategy right here. Okay. So again, this is how to become a great mentor. This is how to become, a good mentor for your team to help them. Okay. When someone comes to me, I still do teach how-tos, right? Well, if we have time, we'll talk about some of those, but I still do teach how-tos, right? But what I really, have them do, and this is advanced stuff, all right? This is what I have people do, is I have them listen to audios and read books. It's advanced stuff, right? No, but I have them listen to audios and read books because inside of books and inside of audios are the secrets to success. They're hidden in books, they're hidden in audios. right? And that's why most people don't have success, because they don't do personal development, right? So it's important for you to be well read. Okay. It's, if you don't like reading, listen to audios, right? It's important for you to be well rehearsed in personal development, communication, mindset, belief, leadership, network marketing. It's important for you to be well rehearsed in this stuff, because time, it allows you to give the information to others that they need. You know what I mean? Listen to this, read this. I like to give audios to people when they come to me. Let's say, for example, they come to me with like a victim mentality, right? I'll have them read or listen to a certain audio. If they come to me with a belief system problem, right? Think and Grow Rich, Matt Morris, Alex Morton, right? If they come to me with a communication issue, I give them other, obviously audios and stuff, right? I have so many different books and audios for leadership, communication, mindset, network marketing, sales. I have a huge list. If you guys want it, reach out to me. I have a huge list of books that are all, obviously all aligned with those different skills, right? But if you can give your team tools and resources to listen to, it will be the most easy and effective way that you can help them change their internal. Okay. I realize this. Like, think about this. Have you ever had someone on your team that you're teaching and coaching, and they're using the same thing that you're doing, but they're not having the same results? It's because of an internal issue that's going on inside of them. Okay. So that's why we have to become well rehearsed in audios, in books. We have to learn about communication. We have to learn about mindset. You understand what the words are, but do you understand the levels of education that go into that word, that go into that skill? Right. That's why what I was saying is, I could give the best person in this business, in this industry, the best person, the best prospect or person, I could give them the worst script and they'll still have great results. I could give the worst person the best script and they still have bad results. It's because of an internal issue. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, here's the cool part. It can be fixed. It can be increased. It can be brought up, and it can be brought to the level that you or your team need it to be at in order to win. It's not permanent. You aren't stuck where you are. You can learn and you can grow. And that's what we're doing on these calls, right? You can learn and you can grow and you can get better and you can achieve what you want in this business. Okay. You can achieve what you want in this business, in this industry, but you got to become better rehearsed internally, right? You got to deal with the internal challenges, of communication, mindset, leadership. So the bottom line for this business, ladies and gentlemen, is my goal is to help each and every one of you become independent from me or your upline. Okay. And it's not because we don't want to help you. It's because if you do not work at trying to become independent, you won't ever reach a high level of success. That's literally the reason why. Until me and Jay decided, I remember our first 6 months of the business, we had never done a presentation ever. Right. It was in 2019. We were putting people on the presentation video that our upline was hosting. Our upline was hosting a presentation video every night, 9 p.m. Right. So me and Jay are just stuffing people on these calls, right? We're getting no, 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 no. And then we're sitting there like looking at our upline, like, this doesn't work. You can't close any sales. Like, we keep putting people on these calls. It's not working, right? We made the decision after 6 months. All right, we are going to learn the presentation. We're going to start presenting the opportunity to people. We're going to explain the business to people. And we started doing it. And guess what? We sucked a lot. We were so bad. I remember we were like, should we just start putting them back on the 9 o'clock call? I was like, what's going on? But we realized if we could take the business into our own hands, fire our upline, right? Hey, thank you for getting us in here. Thank you for changing my life. But this business, I'm going after it now. I'm gonna become independent. When we made that decision, it took time to get good, but it changed everything. Everything changed when we took the business into our own hands, when we started doing our own presentations, when we started doing one-on-one calls with our team, when we started doing leadership calls for our team, when we started organizing events, live events in our local area, when we started taking action and taking the business into our own hands, that's when it changed. I remember we were hiding in our mentors' shadows. We were like, they got the system, they got the leadership calls, they got the the 9 o'clock presentation, they got to record a video. Like, we're just going to stay right here, we're just going to plug people in and we'll get the 10K a month. When we took control of the business and started doing it ourselves is when everything changed. You guys catch the drift I'm saying to you on this call right now? We didn't have any entrepreneurial experience for the most part. We didn't really have much presentation experience. We didn't know how to operate or run a business. We didn't know how to manage a team, or help a team. We didn't know how to guide them. We didn't know how to do this stuff, but we just decided we're going to learn and we're going to do it. And it changed everything, ladies and gentlemen. Our income over the next 6 months went from $150, $600 a month to $2,000 a month just because of that decision, just in 6 months, right? And then over the course of the next year, finally got the 10K a month, right? And so my goal is to help each and every one of you become independent from us or your upline, not because we don't want to work together, but because we want you to step out of the shadows and be the leader you know you can be. That's what we want you to do. And you'll be so happy. You'll be so happy when you do it. It's scary. Don't get me wrong, right? But the best things in life are on the other side of fear. Whatever you're scared to do in this business, if you don't do it, you're not going to get the thing you want. So it's like a mind game. You have to do the things that scare you, and then you'll get what you want. And you're going to be like, wow, well, that was worth it. So another thing too is if you have success in this business, it's because you created the success, not us. If you fail or you quit, it's because you created the failure or you quit, not us, not your upline, right? It's this accountability thing right here, okay? The only way to fail in this business is to do nothing or quit. Even if you do something, you're going to start reaching towards success. Okay. So if you have success in this business, it's because you created it, not us, right? We might help facilitate your process and success. We might help facilitate your leadership growth process, but it's going to be you who does it. It's going to be you every single time. You're going to be the person that determines if you end up being successful in this or not. Nobody else determines that for you. That's what's cool about this business. It's the fairest way of getting paid and compensated in the entire world is this business right here. Because you're paid in direct proportion to the value that you provide to other people. It's very, very powerful, right? Obviously, we will do everything to help you have success, but we're here to push you. We're here to get you to step out of your comfort zone. We're here to make you become an absolute beast in this business so you can go out and get the results that you want to get, right? I'm gonna go ahead and pass this over, guys. But one thing I wanted to say too is just, obviously this whole business is about learning from audios, learning from these calls, learning from Anthony, learning from your experiences, learning from the live events, learning from company events, and then applying what you learn. You have to use the things you're learning, right? You have to use them. Otherwise, I like to call those cookie munchers, right? They come on, they learn. They're like, this is amazing. I'm getting so much great knowledge right now. Like, I love this. I feel great, right? But then they get off and they never implement or use anything they learn. It just sits in their notebook. And they're like, hey, well, I got it in my notebook, so that's good enough, right? You have to learn and then apply what you're learning. You have to use it. Go out there and practice it. Go out there and try it out. Go out there and just give it a whirl. Just do it over and over and over, right? And then here's the money maker. Then you have to teach to the new people who come in the business what you learned, what you applied. You have to teach it to them. And then you got to teach them to teach their team, right? It's a game of telephone, okay? The worst thing you can do in this business is get stuck in analysis and paralysis. Okay. The worst thing you can do in this business is get stuck in analysis and paralysis, right? That's where you're like, okay, I'm about to launch. I'm about to go. Here we go. I got to get the best computer. I got to get my desk super organized. I got to get a new desk. I got to get, some cool art for the wall. I got to make sure I have the best iPhone. I got to make sure I got new chargers. I got to make sure I got a calculator. I got to go make sure I have the best, trading setup. I got to make sure I got the best notebooks. And okay, I'm almost ready. I think I got almost everything. You're not even launching. You just got to start going, right? You have everything you need to succeed in this business. Okay. Analysis and paralysis is when you're just thinking, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? Should I, maybe I should go about it this way. Right. And then all of a sudden you look to the side and, some other person in the business that got started the same time as you is smoking you because they didn't think about what the right way to do it was. They just started going. Right. A lot of people try to ready, aim, fire. You just got to start shooting and aim later. Just start doing. Action will always beat skill. Okay. Action will always beat skill if skill's not working hard. Okay. So listen, if you want to create, You know, whether it's a couple $100 a month, if you want a free account in this business so you don't have to pay. Yeah, I've had that for 6 years now. It's been nice not to have to pay for 6 years, right? If you want to create a $6,000 to $12,000 a month income, if you want to create a full-time income with residual income where you get paid every single Friday from the same thing we're all doing every single day anyways, reach out to us. We will start giving you guidance, coaching. We'll help you. You just got to ask for the help, right? And our goal is over the course of 90 days, get it to where you can be independent and then you're running. So I appreciate everyone so far. Listen, we got really, really good knowledge coming up right here. Okay. The business partner that I've had for 6 years, ladies and gentlemen, his name's Jay PATNODE, has literally impacted tens of thousands of people's lives. I remember one of our first events we went to, you know, you guys think of me as the, you know, like the public speaker, the guy who's not afraid to talk, you know, like whatever. One of our first events, they asked who wants to come up here and like share their story or whatever. And there was like 400 people in the room at a company event. And I was just way too scared. And then all of a sudden, boom, I see Jay walking by. He's like, I'm up here, gets up there, gets some cool content, starts speaking to everyone. But no, it's been absolutely awesome, guys. You know, he's done sales and, you know, business, you know, that I've never done in my life. You know, he's done door to door. He's done so much different leadership, you know, training within sports communities. And it's been awesome to be able to learn from him because he's taught me an absolute lot. So listen, when he comes on here, just understand, you know, he's helped tens of thousands of people inside this business over the last 6 years. And what he's about to tell you right now is going to help you get to that next level. Okay. So hopefully you still got your notebook out, but I want everyone to drop some ones in the chat for my man, JP. Let's go, baby. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, boss. Fire, fire, fire as always. Let's keep some ones going for Josh again because he absolutely crushed it, right? As he always does. But the biggest thing I want you guys to understand is you can get here and you can listen to all of this sauce, these the directions, the blueprint, the hype, the rah, whatever way you want to take it. It doesn't mean anything unless you utilize the stuff that is talked about, right? Like at the end of the day, knowledge isn't power, right? It's the execution of knowledge that is power, right? Because to know and to not to do is the same thing as not knowing at all. All the information that you have inside your head, if you've never used it, then there was no point to really know it in the first place, right? So understand that you got to start executing. You got to start applying. You have to start going out into the world and, you know, trying these things, trial and error, win, lose, whatever the hell it is, you got to do it. And so, to be honest, guys, I'm not going to be here for too long. You know, Josh gave you guys a bunch of information and it's already 8:05. So I'm just going to give you guys, of all the stuff I was thinking, I think I'm gonna give you guys just one like good piece that I really wanted to hit, just so you guys can go ahead and take this, and make sure you write it down, right? And it's one of the biggest, you know, it's one of the biggest like one of the biggest things I realized a couple of years back, right? I think it was about maybe 3 to 5 years back is when I first heard this. I can't really remember exactly when, but it's something that's always stuck out with me amongst my journey because you know, you get a lot of the like if you really think about it deeply, right? Why do people follow people, right? Why may it be easier for someone else, in your eyes at least, for someone else to be able to go enroll somebody, right? Or go speak to somebody, or someone might sign up with that person, right? Why is those reasons? And there's 5 that I found over the years that were the most, I think, important or prominent. And I want you guys to write these down because I want you guys to see which one of these you either have, or which one of these, if you don't have any of them, you're going to go for to be able to have, right? Because you can go ahead and utilize these, right? So the very first one is people, you know, 5 reasons why people follow people. The very first one is previous results. You know, what have you done in the past? Have you had success at a job, in sales, at a company, you know, at a sport? What have you done in the past? So previous results is number 1, right? If you went out and crushed anything else in this world, you know, previous results, right? Number 2 is your current results. Are you currently having success? Are you currently having the results so people can go ahead and, you know, give a reason to follow you, right? Current results. The third would be integrity, right? Being real, telling the truth, reputation, right? Integrity. Your reputation, you know, one of the, I forgot what mentor told me this, but it was, I think it was like when was very new to the industry. And it was, I think it's something along the lines, don't come at me if I don't remember it in its entirety, but the quote goes as a reputation takes years to build, but 5 seconds to ruin it, right? And so what is your reputation? Ask yourself right now, what is your reputation to this world? Right? If you went ahead and asked someone that you either went to high school with or college with, or was a coworker of yours, or is a relative, or an acquaintance, a club member, whatever it may be, what is your reputation to the world? And would they follow you based off that reputation? Are you someone that is always known for telling the truth? Are you someone that is known as someone that is a reputable person, right? The people want to follow you in that aspect, right? And so that's number 3 is integrity. And number 4, an incredible and impeccable work ethic, right? You have that work ethic. People look at you and they say, this mother goes hard, right? They are always putting in the time no matter what, in anything that they go in, whether it's life, sports, school, friendships, relationships. They go hard. They put in the time to develop whatever it is, right? They're going to follow you because you have an amazing work ethic, because people don't want to follow lazy people, right? People don't want to follow people that are blaming other people for their mistakes or their problems. They want to follow action takers, problem solvers, hard workers, people that don't quit. Because people at the end of the day, they won't follow you in this business if they don't believe you have conviction. If you're not going to be in here for the next 3 to 5 years, 10 years, right? The reason why I feel like people have always followed us because we always knew that we'd be in this. We said there's no way we'd ever be in this less than 5 to 10 years, right? And we're on our 6th year, right? It's true. And people knew that when they followed us. They wanted to see, would we still be around? And then number 5, guys, number 5 is a pleasing personality. Do you have that personality that people just want to follow, right? Do people enjoy your energy? Do people, feel comfortable in your presence? Are you someone that can, make people feel better about themselves? Are you a servant leader? Do people get excited when they see you? Do you put a smile on people's face when you first walk into the room or you say hi to someone, right? That can tell you a lot. When you see someone on the street or you haven't seen in a while, does it bring a smile to their face? Or someone that you see all the time, does it bring a smile to their face, right? A pleasing personality. So the reason why I bring these 5 up, right? Number 1 being previous results. What have you done recently or in the past? 2, current results, right? 3, integrity, being reputable. What is your reputation? 4, incredible work ethic. 5, pleasing personality, right? Why do I bring these up? And because you have to understand which one of these reasons will people follow you, right? Look at all these reasons and see, okay, what do I have out of this list for a reason for people to follow me? You have previous results, okay? Ask yourself, do you have current results? Are you a person of integrity? And what is your reputation? Because maybe you are a person of integrity, maybe people don't know that, right? What is your reputation? Do people know you as someone that has an incredible work ethic? And do you have a pleasing personality? So if you don't have more than one of these, if you don't even have one of these, I need you to tonight pick which one of these. And if you don't have any of these, then it's probably going to be a lot easier to do the last 2, right? Pleasing personality or incredible work ethic or integrity. But usually the last 2 will be the ones you can start. You need to pick a focal point, or maybe you need current results. Maybe you just need to go harder in this business so more people will follow you. You need to pick one of these and utilize that as your focal point, because otherwise nobody's going to follow, right? You need to have a staple of why people want to be behind you. Why are you someone that people would let lead them into battle, into success, into spending their hard-earned money, and more importantly, their time, listening to you for their time, right? That's the biggest thing. Time is the most important currency in the entire world. That's how I've always viewed it, because at the end of the day, I turn 27 here shortly, and I look back and say, I cannot get these years back. You really can't. And the older you get, year after year, you start realizing that you really cannot get this time back. And whatever time you've wasted so far, that is okay. But do not waste tomorrow. Do not waste the next day. Do not waste the next X amount of years. If you have a goal and you know that your goals require you to hit a certain financial mark, work your ass off to get that so you can spend more time with friends, family. Have an understanding that you do not want to be on your deathbed saying, damn, what did I really do in this world? That's my biggest fear, is looking back and saying, I didn't get to experience this. I didn't get to do that. I didn't accomplish this goal, that goal. And I just wasted time. At the end of the day, wasting time, whether it's, with wrong people or doing the wrong things. But I know mostly the whole reason why I worked my ass off my entire 20s, like I've been in this business for a little bit over a decade, 6 years. I started this business when I was 2021 when I turned 27, is because I always said if I can work my butt off in my 20s, then maybe in my 30s and 40s, I can live a completely free life and have my time 100% mine. And whatever you're at, think about this in a 5 to 10 year period, whether you're in your 30s or your 40s or your 50s or you're 18, maybe you're young, right? Think about it like that is, can you sacrifice the next 5 to 10 so you can have the rest of your life to yourself? So that is the 5 reasons on people why people want to follow you and understand that. And I mean, I guess realistically, I mean, I could just give you guys these ones really quickly, but there's 5 levels of belief, right? In my eyes, there is number one, impossible, right? As far as your belief goes to this world and to the business and in yourself, it is impossible, right? I cannot do that. Someone like me can never do that, right? Number two is improbable. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know how likely it is for me to do that or be successful in it. Number three is it's possible. I probably could do that, right? Like it's something that I'm able to do, but still might not have the highest level of belief. Number four is probable. It is very likely that you could have success in this, right? Or success in life or whatever venture you take. And number five is certainty. You are the most certain that you can have success, that you will have success, not can, but that you will crush this business, that you will become a 6-figure trader, that you will become a 6 and 7-figure earner inside this business, building a multiple stream of residual income, right? Understanding that is a certain thing. So I want you guys also, same thing I did 5 levels or 5 reasons why people follow you, but this is 5 levels of belief. Where are you right now? Which one of these is the actual voice that goes inside you? Because we have to be honest with ourselves, guys. Like the biggest thing within this business is you have to become honest with yourself. At the end of the day, if you lie to us and say, I'm certain that I can do it, or whatever it is okay. At the end of the day, we've seen many people come and go. That is okay. Do not lie to us do not lie to yourself. You can lie to us, I don't really care, right? But to yourself, you have to be, make sure you know where you stand because you can go to the next level, right? If someone thinks it's impossible, you can change that to be certain, right? There's certain things, right? The misconception is that you need to be 100% dialed in to make the decision. No, you just need to be able to believe it enough to take that step forward. Because when you take that first step forward, maybe take the left foot forward, then maybe you can pull the right foot out and then just take one step at a time. And the more steps you take, you'll look back and say, oh, wow, I came pretty far. When I first started this journey, I knew nothing about investing. I knew nothing about building residual income. I knew nothing about leadership. But if you think about it, where are you at now, right? There's probably levels that you've taken so far. And so the best way to raise your level of belief, let me give you some, right? Because if you're someone that thinks it's improbable or that's just possible, but you want to get from 4 to 5, probable to certainty, is what's one thing? Josh was talking about it the whole call. Personal development, right? Raising your personal development level. Start listening to people that can give you the sauce. Getting on calls like these, right? Listening to people that have done it before or have the knowledge or the wisdom or have got the knowledge and the wisdom from other people, right? What's another way? Staying close to the fire, coming to team meetings. If you're in Minnesota here, or if you're in Wisconsin or wherever people are doing team meetings or in Denver, right? Meeting up, right? Getting around people that have high levels of belief. What's another way to do it? Take some damn action. If you take some action, you'll get some type of result, right? You put the work in, you get some type of result. And what does that do? That fuels your level of belief because you saw a little bit of success, right? So, like I said, I wasn't gonna go too long, but I just want you guys to understand that just take the steps, right? Just start putting in the work because I don't know how much I can stress that time is our most valuable currency. And I kind of start thinking that more and more every year on my birthday because I'm just like, time is the most valuable currency. A whole year has passed. And as I sit back and reflect on myself and I say, what do I think I did well? What do I think I could have changed? Or what do I think I need to do better for this next year? It's all things that start coming to mind. So I want you guys to understand that we all have the same 24 hours in a day. How can we make it the most effective and how can we put the most output in? And those 5 levels and 5 reasons I gave you guys. If you haven't wrote them down, I'm sorry, that's unfortunate. But go back and see which one are you. Oh, and another way to raise your level of belief, come to Orlando, be at the events, right? Buy a ticket, be closer to the team, be where the magic happens. The magic doesn't only happen online because most of you guys can't feel the energy all the way, all the time through online, right? You have to be there in person to really, really feel it, right? So that's
Hey,
all I'm
Jay,
gonna say for you.
Jay, tell them like where do you think we would be if our third month in the business we didn't go to Las Vegas in 2019 to that event? Where do you think we'd be right now?
That's a hell of a question because I
Yeah,
personally,
tell them the scenario we were in too. Like what was going
okay,
on?
so we're broke, right? Flat broke. College kids, what are we? It's juniors or seniors? I can't remember, but but we forked up what little money we had to go visit one of our good friends, right? Just like a cheap little quick vacation for the weekend to go visit a good friend of ours. And we already spent all our money, right? Like we're going there. We have a couple $100 left to hang out there. He has a hotel. He lives out there. He was in in the military, right? And so we're out there visiting him while he's taking his little time in between. Got his weekends off, and we get a call from our mentor. Are you guys coming to Las Vegas? Like, Las Vegas. We're on our way to Texas right now. Vegas is in like 2, 3 weeks. Like, we don't got the money for that. And he starts railing us, right? Like, if you want to be successful, I'm telling you, you need to find a way to make it there. I promise you, no one in this industry has ever had massive success or even had any success, to be honest with you, if they did not come to a company wide event. Not just our Saturday meetups, things like that. I'm talking about a company wide event where you can see different people from different backgrounds that all make massive amounts of income, right? People that all had all the excuses in the world but didn't take them, right? Probably has way better excuses than maybe you have in your life. And came out on a higher situation. So what do? We said, F it. You know what? We'll spend the last of what we really, really have, right? It might be tight to eat some food when we get home, but noodles are, I'm no stranger to the noodle world, right? Ramen is a good friend of mine. And so we send it, right? We buy it. And when I tell you, it was the best decision we ever made. 3 months in, we're thinking, oh, we can just go to the next one, when we're a little more seasoned into it. But being there and seeing everything that we saw, it allowed us to get a different perspective on everything. It really showed us that it is bigger than somebody in the team's living room in Minnesota. It is bigger than, a restaurant in Wisconsin with a TV. It is bigger than even just this Zoom call right now. It is way bigger. There are thousands and thousands of people around the world all striving for the same goal. My fault, tens of thousands, actually, tens of thousands, and honestly, hundreds of thousands if you're talking about the industry in a whole, right? Millions if you're talking about the industry as a whole, that are out there striving to have massive success. And there are people doing so much that come from all different backgrounds that have had the success or currently have the success. You have to be there because at the end of the day, it'll be the ultimate paradigm shift for you to see what is truly possible in this industry from all around the world. I promise you go and you'll realize all of your excuses are useless as hell. It'll really let you know that it's time to tighten up because your excuses are useless. Because if it wasn't for that event, we probably would have been out after our first year. Maybe, especially after all the pullbacks and the hardships we had. If we didn't get to hear all the different things, we would have been out after our first year. I mean, we were both very capable to go make money in other situations. So we'd probably just left, right? And it completely set us up for the rest of our career. We realized it didn't matter if it was with our mentors, with the person that got us enrolled, we were going to do it ourselves. It didn't really matter. And we still did. Like Josh told you, we didn't get help, right? Or do you have enough grit to where if we left tomorrow, you guys would still be doing this? Who knows, right? You gotta ask yourself that question too, but we knew that we would. We didn't give a damn who was there. We were going to create this scenario because of that event, right? So that's really where it made us lie and understand what is possible in this industry and in this world and in yourself. But at the end of the day, you got to believe it and you got to take the necessary steps, man. No shortcuts. Because if you don't come to the events, if you don't come to the Orlando event in particular, if you missed anything all year and this is the one, make it be the one because I promise you, it'll put you in a different frame of mind. So
Yeah, 100%. Guys, drop some sevens in the chat for Jay. Let's go, baby. That was awesome, man. His birthday is coming up here in about 4 hours. He's turning 38. He's getting real old now. Nah, but no, he's completely right. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we went a little long today, but we just wanted to spend a little extra time on this call, with everyone. But he's completely right. If we didn't go to a company event, we would not have saw the bigger picture. We wouldn't have saw what the velocity of what's actually going on is. If you just stick to these Zoom calls, if you just stick to, your local events in your local area, if you don't go to the big ones, you're not going to see the big picture. You're not going to make big decisions. You're not going to have big results. I've net Jay. We can both agree. We've never met a 6 or 7 figure earner that has missed events.
Oh yeah, never.
Never. It doesn't exist. There's not top earners that haven't gone to the events that doesn't exist. It's literally like medical school for becoming a doctor. It's literally required. Like I'm telling you guys. So one thing someone was asking questions about it. I'm gonna go ahead and just share this real quick. This link is in the chat. It's an impact event, but it's going to be absolutely awesome, guys. I mean, it's, we got, some of the best speakers in the entire company that are going to be there. We have the best traders that are going to be there. It's very large. There's a whole recognition ceremony. I mean, there's the level of education and knowledge that you gain at these events. You're listening to millionaires the whole time. The whole time. It's like, I don't know another business where you can just walk in for, a couple $100 and, be able to listen to millionaires. I literally don't. So it's going to be some of the best trainings. The networking is going to be insane. You're going to meet people probably in your local area that are at the event. It's going to be an insane, obviously venue at the Marriott, the Orlando World Center Marriott. It's going to be an awesome 4-day event. So like Jay is saying, I mean, these are the cheapest the tickets will be, like in general. So if you got to get the GA one, that's completely fine, right? That's completely fine. But I'm telling you, if you want to win, you have to be at this event. You have to make it #1 priority. Like I would put it in your calendar. I would, get your tickets paid for. I would just book it in and get it done with. Okay. Because guess what? July 18th is going to come like that. Think about it. COVID was almost half a decade ago. You think this is going to take long to come? No, this is going to be here next week. We're going to be going very, very soon. So I'm just telling you, for everyone who's actually serious about winning in this business, you have to be at this event. I can't stress it enough. I literally can't, right? In the meantime, though, for those of you that are brand new, and you're wanting to go out and create a residual income, the first thing I wish I would have started with is I wish I would have listened to Eric Ory's GoPro audio. Okay, that's the first thing I wish I would have listened to and taken notes on and used. It's literally 7 steps on how to become a professional in this industry. Professionals make a full-time income, and he literally teaches you exactly how to do it. These are the exact steps on how to go do it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to drop that in the chat as well. But I promise you, if you go to the Orlando event, you will change your entire life. Okay. Me and Jay, like we were saying earlier, if any of you do want to, learn how to start doing this business, if you want to take this business to the next level, reach out to us. We're down to help you. We're down to tell you exactly what you got to be doing to go out and crush it. Right. We're all independent business owners, but we're here together in the business going to the top. Okay. So hope you guys are able to learn some stuff. If you need help, reach out. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful night. All right. Peace out. Let's go, baby.